What is an IP address? IP addresses are unique numerical identifiers for devices or networks that connect to the Internet, assigned by an ISP. They are used to communicate across the Internet. How do IP addresses work? IP addresses are part of the TCP/IP suite of protocols, helping devices and websites connect on the Internet. The IP address is essential for a website to be accessed. The requesting computer connects to the network router, which then connects to the web server. The web server pulls the website information and sends it back to the requesting computer. Without the IP address, the transfer of information will not take place. IP4 versus IP6, what's the difference? IP4 and IP6 identify connected devices on the network, but have slight differences in how they operate. IP6 was introduced to address the limitations of IP4. Types of IP addresses. Here is a list of the 5 most common types of IP addresses. 1. Private IP addresses. Each device connected to a home network or a private network carries a private IP address. Private IP addresses are non-internet facing and are only used on an internal network. 2. Public IP addresses. An ISP assigns these addresses, which enable a router to communicate with the Internet or an outside network. Public IP addresses cover the entire network, meaning multiple devices sharing the same Internet connection will also share the same public IP address. 3. Dynamic IP addresses. These IP addresses are constantly changing, and a new dynamic IP address is assigned to a device every time it connects to the Internet. A dynamic IP address also offers security benefits, as it's harder for cybercriminals to hack into a network interface if its IP is constantly changing. 4. Static IP addresses. Unlike dynamic IP addresses, static IP addresses never change once they're assigned by the network. A static IP address ensures that all websites and email addresses associated with a certain web server will always have a consistent IP address so it can be reached on the Internet. 5. Website IP addresses. Website IP addresses are for website owners who don't host their websites on their own servers, composed of 2 types, static and dynamic. Shared. This IP address is shared among many different websites and is mostly used by small businesses that use a managed hosting service, such as WordPress. Dedicated. IP addresses help website owners avoid being blocked or blacklisted, and can be used to access their websites while waiting for a domain transfer. IP address security. Cybercriminals can use an IP address for malicious purposes, so it is important to keep it as private as possible. Hiding the IP address and accessing the Internet securely through a virtual private network service is a great option, as well as using a proxy server or browser that anonymizes web traffic. That's all.